Hey, what's up, Nerd Report? This is Lewis here once again in the house to report the latest and greatest news. Hopefully, I think we have some very cool stuff coming up right after this. Man, all right. What's up? How you doing, Jeffrey?
Once again, it is me, the J to the E to the double F, Ray. Thank you for joining the Nerd Report. It is your great honor and pleasure to have me, Jeffrey Harris, straight from Hollywood Purgatory, on your show.
Jeffrey,
You're
listen,
welcome.
Very good, man. Could you talk about how your day's going? Give it like a minute or whatever. Just open. Don't talk about that feet thing yet. I want to get into it.
All right.
And I'm gonna get a cup of water, man. I'm thirsty.
First of all,
go.
First of all, I want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day, and I want to give my respects to all our fighting men and women who have fought and passed, protecting our country, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for everything you have done. Thank you to the people in the chat for joining us for this Memorial Day stream. I see Stanley Thornton. Howdy to you. Ishi Locos. Hey. And Taylor M. Hi to you as well. Thank you, everybody. Happy Memorial Day to you all. Now, I got to be honest. I know we are in a very sort of bizarre, uncertain time. Things are very rough. Things are very weird, strange. It's a very weird time to be alive. But I know I can come off as rather brusque sometimes. And I know I can disagree on certain things. And I know there was one thing in particular that I was very sort of skeptical about. But I've come around, and now I can admit I am wrong. I was sorry, and now I believe it. Now I'm seeing is believing. I've seen it and I believe it, and I'm coming clean before all of you. That now I know, and now I understand that Christopher Nolan's Tenet is the most important movie of the decade. There isn't a bigger, more important film that's going to be released in the next 10 years.
Okay, what are we talking?
Sorry, the 2020s.
I had to get some water. I had to get some water. What's going on? What are you talking about?
I was talking about how there's not going to be a more important film released in the entire decade of the 2020s than Tenet. It is the most important film of this decade, quite possibly of several decades, but that remains to be seen. But I think we can safely agree, and I think all the listeners in the chat room can all safely agree, that Tenet is the most important movie of the decade, without a doubt. Without any doubt, inarguable.
I'm excited for it.
And I think you agree too, Lewis. You're just not ready to say it out loud.
Wait, no, I'm down with Christopher Nolan. I think he's underrated, actually. I think people, they like to pick on Nolan.
Then say it out loud, Lewis.
Christopher Nolan is the best, my favorite director right now.
And?
Tenet will save the world? I don't know.
Tenet is the most important movie of the decade.
Maybe.
Okay.
For Jeffrey, how you doing? How you doing, Tyler? How you doing, Nerd Reactor? Who else do we got here? Sup, Nate? Isholokos. I think that's the way you say it. Stanley Thornton, how you doing? All right. Okay, I want people to come in and maybe add to this topic because it's a little weird. It's a little weird because there's a lot of movies that there's rumors throughout the years that weren't completed. The Snyder Cut, they weren't completed, or there's another version of it, or there was more to it, or there was studio intervention, blah, blah, blah. We know that, we know that if you followed the Donner Cut for Superman 2, where they fired the director in the middle of Superman 1.
The Solo movie.
Correct.
They fired the directors in the middle of production after they had finished a considerable amount of the movie.
Yeah. So okay. So let's talk about that. A little bit about release the whatever, cut. Now you brought up one real quick. Apparently there's another version of Ghostbusters. Is that what it is, or what were you going to talk about?
Okay, so here's what I'll give you
The 2016 Ghostbusters.
Yeah, this is the all women Ghostbusters with Melissa McCarthy. Was directed by, is it by Paul Feig? Is that how it's
Yes,
said?
Paul Feig. I usually say.
Okay. So he wrote on Twitter, there's a 3.5 hour cut of Ghostbusters. ATC, I'd be happy to share. Hashtag Fager cut.
Huh.
FEY. I honestly, now look, on we know there was a lot cut from the film, and there were expensive reshoots on the film.
Yeah.
Like there was this whole planned dance scene that I think we see part of in the credits.
Oh, at the end, yes.
Yes. I think that was meant to be in the movie, but they basically cut it out and put it in part of the credits, or part of it in the credits. I find it hard to believe there's a viewable 3.5 hour cut of this film, but who knows? And honestly, if there was a 3.5 hour cut of the 2016 Ghostbusters, would you really want to watch it, Lewis?
Well, there was no look. I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan. Like even the original, I didn't really. I like it casually. I was sorry, guys. I was fine with the one they released. But if it didn't honor the fans, that I am opposed to. You catch my drift? So
the original movie is an hour and 45 minutes. It's 105 minutes.
Right. I personally don't need it. I don't see people craving for it. But is there a chance it may have been better, Jeffrey? Is there any hint?
No,
anything
I cannot seriously believe it was. And honestly, a 3.5 hour cut of a comedy, it just sounds like a bad idea. Like I know Judd Apatow would make some longer like comedies, but 3.5 hours of, I don't know. I think he was either exaggerating, or just kind of getting caught up in the whole kind of phenomenon that's going on right now. But I think more interesting was what David Ayer said about Suicide Squad earlier today, actually.
All right. Well, let's do a segue to that. So here's the deal. Today's show, let's concentrate a little bit about that the Snyder Cut has brought into the fandom more. It's kind of encouraged some movements to push their agenda. The next one up is the Ayer Cut. This is where there's been rumors that what we saw was a chopped up version of a David Ayer release with the what's it called?
Suicide Squad in 2016.
That movie did not work for me, and I was shocked.
Well documented.
Hold on.
It's well documented.
Hold on, Jeffrey. It did not work for me. The film did not work for me. And I was shocked because one, I believe in David Ayer. I think he's a good director. And the first trailer they released was shockingly awesome. But then the film was nothing like that. So there's been rumors there's more Joker in there and stuff like that. And what else, Jeffrey? What were you saying?
It's well documented that the film was recut by the company that did the later trailer. It's well documented. It's been reported. It's in the trades. It's in Variety, etc. It happened. Okay. So here's what he said. The version of Suicide Squad, this was originally from Stephen Weintraub at Collider. So the version of Suicide Squad that we've all seen was not the movie David Ayer wanted to release. With the popularity of the superhero genre, why not show his cut on HBO Max? I'm sure a lot of DC fans would love to see an alternate version of the film, and it would help sell the app. David Ayer responds, this is a good question. My cut would be easy to complete. It would be incredibly cathartic for me. It's exhausting getting your ass kicked for a film that got the Edward Scissorhands treatment. The film I made has never been. Well, you know what? At least it's been 4 years. He can't, David Ayer is a team player. He's a company man. When the movie was coming out, he did the right thing for his career, right? Lewis, he did the right thing in not dumping on the movie, not disowning the movie like Josh Trank did, and almost ruining and kamikazing his career with Fantastic Four. And the movie did well, and he gets to keep making movies on the regular. But it's clear he was not happy with the final cut of the film, and he would like a chance to do it. All the footage is done, Lewis. Like, the movie is done. So it's not a matter of him. He never got fired midway through production, or didn't have to get taken off production midway.
No, they just asked him to switch the tone of the movie.
Right. And they had another company take over the edit, but he was there from beginning to end of the whole production, is my point. So all the material he needs to make his ultimate vision is all available. It's all there in the vaults, and all he would need to do is go back in the edit room and be allowed to supervise his final cut of the movie, which we never really got to see. So it would not be a hard thing to do, unlike with Justice League, where Zack Snyder had to leave sort of the production, and they reshot a lot of it, and they didn't even get to finish his version. So it wouldn't even be as hard, or probably even cost as much as this other film that's gonna, I don't know what they're talking about with that other movie. It would be so much easier. It would cost less, and David Ayer wants to do it, and he even says it would be easy. So why not? Why not? You have a new app. You're trying to sell this. Lewis, there's not a single thing on this app that makes me want to buy it. Not a single thing.
Which one?
HBO Max. Is there anything?
Snyder Cut for me.
No.
Well, you're asking me. You just don't like my answer.
No, I'm not asking you. There's not a single thing on there that I want.
Bro, all the Godzilla movies, like, that's pretty cool.
I've seen every one multiple times.
War of the Gargantuas. Darth Prine saying it'd be a good way to promote the James Gunn one as well. So releasing the David Ayer cut.
Darth Perrin is a smart dude, and Darth Perrin is right on there. So not only do you give fans a way to watch the movie the way it was meant to be shown, you let David Ayer finally get to make his cut of the movie, but you're also promoting the sequel that you have coming out from James Gunn too. So Lewis, you know what they call this? You know what this is called?
Double dipping promotion?
No, it's called a win-win, Lewis.
Win-win.
It's a win-win. Win-win. So when you have a win-win, Lewis, you have nothing to lose. There's literally nothing at stake to lose, and everyone's happy. Fans are happy. David Ayer is happy, and you're promoting your new movie. What do we have to lose here, Lewis? Nothing. The answer is nothing. Release the David Ayer cut. # release the David Ayer cut.
If you had a choice, it's called the Ayer cut. If you had a choice between the Snyder cut or Ayer cut, which one would you get? You can watch one right now.
I don't even know what that.
Let me know in the comments.
I don't even know what the first one is.
Pretend Zack Snyder had another version of Justice League.
I support David Ayer in his effort to do an Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. So # release the Ayer cut.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I just, I don't mind watching the director's vision fulfilled. You know what I mean? They hired a director, let the person get the movie on screen, the one they intended. My opinion.
You know what, Lewis? And this is why Christopher Nolan's films are so important.
Well, no one bullies him.
Whatever film you see in theaters that's by Christopher Nolan, it's his vision. You don't have to start a stupid # movement. You don't have to be like, release the Nolan cut. You're getting the Nolan cut whenever you see a Christopher Nolan movie. And that's another reason why Tenet is one of the most important movies in history.
Yeah. All right. I say release the Ayer cut. But that Joker doesn't work for me. Maybe they'll change my mind, but yet I don't care.
Well, we barely look. Jared Leto's Joker was so overhyped beyond overhyped, and it doesn't work for me at all. But we also barely even get to see the character in the film. So maybe if his story is fleshed out, as I would assume in the Ayer cut, it will make more sense, and maybe the character will leave a better impression. John Lira, at the end of the day, is more DC content more content for US viewers? I don't know. Maybe it's enough for DC fans, but the problem is you already have a DC Universe premium subscription app, which this service is going to kind of cannibalize. So Warner Brothers, Warner Media, DC Entertainment, they better get on top of that and figure that out. Because I have no interest in adding on more subscriptions, especially if they're redundant.
Okay. I'm doing yes, release the Ayer cut. Then we could agree on that. But what do you guys think in the comments about the Ghostbusters extended version? Let me know. Super chat. What's up, Bunda? John doesn't want people to look at his tacky light. Sorry, I don't have my contacts on. I can't even see the screen.
Who is John Lira? Who is he referring to?
He's talking about John from Nerd Reactor.
Oh, John went. Wait, what did John do?
Nothing.
Can you please explain? I'm sort of lost here. What did John do with his lights?
He has weird lights in the background.
In his home?
Yeah, in his studio.
Hey, don't pick on John. John is a cool dude. John is my friend.
I released the Bunda cut. Yeah, no, he's right. Release the Bunda cut.
Okay. Okay. So Darth Piran, he says if you have HBO, you get HBO Max for free. Is that accurate, Lewis? I haven't heard this.
I have not, but I'm gonna probably try getting HBO Max.
So if you happen to have cable, if you haven't unplugged yet, and you're paying for HBO Max, you're entitled to get HBO Max for free. But for how long? For as long as you pay for HBO? Is that the deal?
I don't know what the deal is. I didn't see that on the website.
Now, is it a matter of it? Previously, I think if you had HBO, you could get HBO Go for free, right? Or you could get the content, you could get the shows on the mobile app for free, right?
You mean HBO, the live version?
Yeah,
what you're asking?
the TV version.
Yeah, I don't know if that's streaming, if that's coupled.
I'd be very curious about it, because I don't know. Again, there's just nothing I've seen coming out of HBO Max that's really sold me on.
I need it for a month. I need to look through it. Through the list.
Like,
click.
Here's my issue. Like, we had last August, you and I were both at D23, right? And we had a big Disney Plus presentation, and they were like, "You're gonna get this. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get all this," right? There was a lot of
stuff. Actually, we do have an answer, man. I forgot to send Chris a stream because I was dealing with a few things, but I got the answer for that. Don't look it up. I'm gonna let him do it.
Desmond Johnson, I think if you had HBO Go, it upgrades to HBO Max. Okay, but Lewis, I think you would agree when we saw that D23 panel and we were there live, like they were doing a hard sell for the Disney Plus app, and they showed a good amount of content that we're going to be getting in the coming years. You would agree, yes?
Yeah. But it kind of, it kind of fizzled out a little bit.
How so?
Well, because people wanted a Mandalorian every day, and now that the Mandalorian's done, they need to
but it's not done.
Well, but we've seen it already.
Yeah.
So people wanted the excitement's kind of, was an initial push. Could you guys agree with me in the comments? Was there Disney Plus, like in the beginning, you're like, oh my God, Mandalorian, all the Marvel, this, that. And then it kind of like tapered off a little. Maybe not their fault, because, it's unfair to think that the streaming service could be like pushing out.
But then we had Clone Wars in February.
Yeah, but not everyone's into Clone Wars.
So?
Is Marvel being
Lewis, here's my point. My point is, when we went to the panel, they delivered, and at least they promised a lot of interesting content that if you subscribe to this, here's what you're going to be getting. Here's what you're going to be guaranteed to get down the line. And The Mandalorian was one. Cassian Andor and K2SO was another. Obi-Wan Kenobi was another. The Marvel Cinematic Universe shows, we had Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, plus What If,
Welcome, Chris.
WandaVision, and also Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then we had, they initially promised 2 Muppet shows, I believe, but only I think 1 is going forward. And I hear a parrot in the background.
It's the Velociraptor.
But my point is, at D23, they promised us a lot of stuff, and I don't think we've gotten that from HBO Max to really sell me on their product. There's nothing coming out of their product that makes me want to buy into it.
So you had the answer. What was the link you sent me, Chris?
It's an article. So initially it's saying, so here, let me share it.
Do you know Jeffrey?
Yeah, we've talked.
All right.
Been on here before.
Yeah. Chris and I are good friends.
Absolutely.
Salutations, Darth Piran.
And to you, sir.
Thank you.
I love it.
How is your? Do you have a bird?
Yeah, I have a parrot over here. It's an African gray.
A parrot or a parrot? Oh, it's performing for us.
Oh yeah.
What is your parrot's name?
Zazu.
Zazu.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't name
from
him.
Lion
My
King.
girlfriend named him. So
From Lion King.
yeah, from Lion King, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously
the original animated and not the horrendous live action.
Yeah. Oh gosh. You
Photo-
mean the National
Photoreal.
Geographic movie?
CGI photoreal.
Yeah.
That's an insult to National Geographic.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Oh god, it was so weird to see their mouths move and stuff. Oh god, it was awful.
It was not good. But I'm curious about how this HBO Max subscription works. HBO will be included in DirecTV Premiere and Low Maximo, AT&T TV Now Max packages. HBO subscribers. HBO has announced distribution agreements with Hulu Live and YouTube TV.
Pulling up the article.
HBO Max will be included with AT&T Unlimited Elite Wireless. All other new and current AT&T Wireless customers and AT&T Unlimited Extra, Unlimited Starter, and AT&T Mobile Share plans can sign up for a special offer for 1 month free of HBO Max. New and existing AT&T Internet customers can sign up for a special offer of 1 month. HBO Max will be included with the AT&T Internet 1000 plan at no additional charge. So there are some different packages that will enable you to get HBO Max. I don't know if you're a, I don't know.
You pretty
I don't
much
know
covered.
about regular. I don't know about regular cable subscription though.
It's so this
It's a
CNET
Spectrum.
article here says previously the only people to set to get HBO Max complimentary were those subscribed to one of HBO parent AT&T's own service such as DirecTV, Uverse, AT&T TV Now, AT&T TV, and AT&T Wireless users, which pretty much brought up all those just a second ago. All of Charter's existing HBO subscribers, including subscribers in its Spectrum, Silver, and Gold video packages, will automatically be given access to HBO Max for no additional charge. So it looks like it doesn't say anything about Hulu or anybody that has like HBO Go, but it'd be hard to be remiss that if anybody has, again, those are AT&T services already. So it'd be hard to remiss that anybody who has those would not get HBO Max as well.
Is there anything that's really selling you on the HBO Max service that makes it must buy for you?
The list of movies are massive.
Well, to me, it's more the TV than the movies.
What do you want?
Warner Brothers animated to me. I mean, I could put Looney Tunes on in the background for hours.
You mean the new stuff?
No, the old school stuff.
I mean, that's not really hard to get though.
Yeah, but when it's just sitting there, think about how easy
Well
it is.
organized.
Yeah, it's all organized. You can go to. It's really easy. It's probably going to be organized. My guess, if they were smart about it, by character, and there all the different other shows that they.
It's not that attractive to me, though.
See, yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for. The movies. I mean, there's so many Warner Brother movies that are going to be on there. I mean, I think of all the DC movies, all the older DC, like all the Batman movies.
I mean, I already own most of those on.
See, I don't own things on
home
DVD
video.
or anything.
Yeah, I mean
For
that's.
me-
I mean, having a streaming library is okay to me, but I just don't. I don't really. If I'm paying like $120 a year for it, I'm just not. I'm struggling to see the appeal. Taylor M. Jeffrey, HBO Max will have Twin Peaks a fire walk with me. I know Taylor, you're talking to one of the biggest Twin Peaks fans on the planet. Unless it's a new Twin Peaks movie or a new season, I don't really care.
Didn't they just redo Twin Peaks or something?
They did
Add, like a new
years
season.
ago. Yeah, a couple years ago they did a sort of concluding third season.
That's what I thought.
It was on Showtime. So I mean, unless it's a new movie and a new series that David Lynch and Mark Frost worked on themselves, I'm not so interested in that. And you get all the current living cast members. Sadly, some of them died since that new season came out, like Miguel Ferrer. That was one of his last pieces of work, but he was tremendous on that show. Stanley Thornton, I have over $5,000 worth of DVDs. Many I bought for $5 each. So, just your average Joe. If you don't have a cable provider like myself, you need to subscribe to HBO Now, which was discounted for $11.99, and then I'll get HBO Max on the 27th.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. There's just not much that's really blowing me away for this.
Have you looked at the full list?
Nothing jumps out. Look, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I need to see. Look, for me to be on board with Green Lantern. I love Green Lantern, but I need to see something first. We haven't seen anything. We don't have any. We don't have a trailer. We don't even have a cast. We don't have a cast or anything. We don't know what it's about. We don't have any. So to me, it's kind of like an almost buyer beware kind of thing. Like I can't. I need more to go on. Not to mention, DC shows tend to be hit and miss anyway.
I
Even
think most shows are good.
Well, I mean, Lewis, you said yourself The Flash is not good anymore.
Yeah, but it did. To be fair, it's on its 7th season, man.
Yeah.
Lewis, are you a fan of Batwoman?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. I think
Yeah,
it's about-
Lewis actually was in the
consistently
minority on
gotten
that.
better.
We had discussions about that.
Okay. What about Legends? Do you like Legends?
for what they do, yeah.
I love Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's probably the
so much
most-
fun.
I think it has the biggest fan base at this point. At the most, they don't care. They'll
Gotham.
disrespect. Good, as long as you know it's what the story is. It's probably the most comic book accurate TV show ever made because
Pennyworth.
comics are weird.
Which one?
Haven't watched. Pilot was good.
Pennyworth.
Haven't had a chance to watch.
Pennyworth,
Pilot.
I watched a couple episodes. I liked it.
Yeah, Pilot was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
All right.
Stargirl, I liked Stargirl.
Oh, very
You
good.
guys are probably better set. Better
Titans was amazing.
selves. for the
Titans was
HBO Max
awesome. The
stuff.
second season was so good.
Oh, Titans is so
So
good.
good.
Oh, like ridiculously good.
Yeah. Doom
All right,
Patrol was fun.
We're talking. Doom Patrol. It's not good.
Oh no, Doom Patrol's fun.
Yeah,
I like
it seems
Doom.
like it is. I started it. It looked fun. We're talking right now about all the different cuts trying to come out. The David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, and apparently there's another Ghostbusters they're pushing for, maybe. But the other thing they're pushing for that's not really a cut, but has emboldened fan movements is, of course, release Solo 2.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys down with that? Let's start with Jeffrey.
No. Why?
Well, because some people liked it.
I would be down to release the Lord and Miller cut of Solo, and that's it.
The Lord and Miller.
I
Oh,
wanna
that would
see-
be release the Lord and Miller cut.
Release the
Yeah.
Lord and Miller cut. That's it.
The Ron Howard cut is what we got.
The Ron Howard cut, to me, it's not good enough to make a sequel for. It's just not. It's okay. It's an okay movie. It's a decent enough movie, but I have no interest in a sequel to that movie. at
What
all.
about a Maul spinoff?
A what spinoff?
Maul. Darth Maul.
I haven't.
I think that movie set up a good universe.
Yes, I agree.
A good universe. Look, Darth Maul. To me, the character they did in all the extra
Cartoons.
stuff is not the character that was introduced in the films. They're two different characters. What would so you want a show revolving around Maul as the anti-hero?
Crime Syndicate.
The crime syndicate leader, the head of a crime syndicate. That's what
Hell
happened.
yeah,
to-
dude.
Okay, so you want to make the bad guy the protagonist?
Yeah, no.
I mean-
you get look. They set
Maul's
up.
not a good guy. He's a.
What
he's
about
a very,
He's
Well,
very deep, though. He is very deep. If you watch Clone Wars and Rebels, he's like to quote Shrek, I guess.
He's got
He's an
layers.
onion. He's got layers.
He's like an ogre. He has layers.
He has layers. Yes, ogres are like onions. They have layers.
I don't know. I just think I think it would get old quickly.
I don't.
We've seen where Maul's journey ends. I think we've seen enough of him outside the films. So
Okay.
I don't really see the point.
I mean, I can respect that point of view absolutely, because you get a lot of what you would get in a TV show. In
Zazu,
those-
you see, Zazu is speaking and agrees with me. Zazu
Exactly.
agrees with me.
He is. No, I mean, like I said, I can see that point of view because you get a lot of that in Clone Wars and Rebels. So, what's the point, really? I think what might be fun for Maul would be like a Harley Quinn style cartoon. Like Harley
With that
Quinn style.
bomb-
So basically, like Venture Brothers, but Star Wars.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, man, yes. That would be fantastic.
And look, Harley Quinn is a DC Universe show. It is not HBO Max. So
well,
that's
but all
kinda
the
my
HBO,
issue there.
all the DC Universe shows are going on to HBO Max.
basically, yeah. So in other words, they're cannibalizing their DC Universe.
They're
service.
yeah. Well, I mean, they already have. Doom Patrol and Titans are on Netflix, and then Harley Quinn's now on Sci-Fi. So
Doom Patrol's on Netflix. Since when?
Yeah. the stuff, I believe so. I know
Doom
Titans
Patrol's on
was.
Netflix?
I'm
No,
pretty
it's
sure.
on
No, it's not. It's on DC Universe. It's on DC Universe.
Yeah, DC Universe and I think HBO Max.
Okay, well, you see, here's my problem. They are going to cannibalize their other premium subscription service that they were supposed to have for the DC titles. And that's not good. They're not really, they're kind of throwing DC Universe under the bus here.
That's fine. They should merge, actually.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought, because look, even here's Doom Patrol season 2 is coming to HBO Max in June 2020. No,
I don't really, if that's,
really, they're releasing June 25th.
I don't really think they should call it HBO Max. They should call it like, Warner Max or something.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like it was weird when they came out and they said, "Oh, HBO Max." And you're like, "Wait a minute, is it HBO and Cinemax?" That's what I thought of.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think HBO is a good name for this service, to be frank. It
I
just
agree.
doesn't.
Everyone knows it, though. We got a super chat. Let's see what it's about. Go ahead. Read that, Jeffrey. My contacts are gone.
Wait a minute. I think she means Myra M. Wait a minute. Does that mean when subscription numbers are released, they are going to be inflated because they're including those who are getting it for free? That's a good question,
That's a good
Myra.
point.
Probably. Thanks for the super chat. Applaud.
Yeah.
Woo!
I would assume it will include all those. Like it's going to include everyone who's basically getting it.
There's,
Who's
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to include people who are opting in for the free trial because there's going to be a lot of
Is
free
there a
trial.
free trial? I didn't think there was a free trial.
There are going to be free trial offers. I think depending on what you have. Like if you're an AT&T mobile or phone customer,
You get it for free.
You'll get one free month. You'll get
you get it for free.
It's not a blanket. It's not a blanket free service. It's not. You'll get at least 1 month for free. It just.
No, I'm pretty sure all because it.
I read off all the business.
Yeah, that CNET article included AT&T Wireless.
All other new and current AT&T Wireless customers on AT&T Unlimited Extra, Unlimited Starter, and AT&T Mobile Share plans can sign up for a special offer for 1 month free of HBO Max.
Okay.
You will get it. You will get HBO Max. It will be included with AT&T Unlimited Elite Wireless.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So
if you have a certain plan.
It depends on your plan and your tier. HBO Max will be included with the AT&T Internet 1000. So if you're an Internet subscriber, you'll get HBO Max with the AT&T Internet 1000 plan at no additional charge. So I think those numbers, whenever they get reported, Myra, it will include whoever is getting it, including those free subscribers.
Take the trials as well.
For what I'm sure. But like if people unsub, I'm sure people are going to unsub after a while after they try it and see what it's all about. Or maybe more people will keep paying for it. I guess we'll see. But I think that is a good I think that is a good question. I don't know. The fact is, I don't know how these companies, if they're publicly traded companies and they're reporting their quarterly quotas and whatnot, and they're reporting their quarterly financials, when they report subscription numbers, if they have a subscription service, I don't know how they classify or how they divvy up the numbers. But I think
they're going to go for the highest numbers.
But I mean, what are the federal regulations on that as well of like what you have to report? I'm sure there's some sort of stipulation for that as well because they are.
But this is marketing. Okay. This marketing proves that people are like sheep, right? So they want to say, "Oh, look, everyone's here, so come over." You know.
That's a great question because, for example, Netflix, I have T-Mobile, but I still pay for Netflix, but I only pay like $5 a month on my T-Mobile bill.
Okay. So you get it discounted.
So I get it discounted. It was $3 a month, and then when Netflix went up, it went up to $5 a month.
But they're like Netflix is gonna count that because
but I'm wondering if AT&T will eventually end up doing something like that. Also, if you didn't know, if you have T-Mobile, you get Quibi for free. Oh boy, I have it for free, and I don't even watch it.
Never heard of it. Desmond Johnson, Harley is on Sci-Fi Channel now. Yes, it is, Desmond, but only the first season. It's on its second season.
Harley Quinn, you mean?
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
The first season is on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, so the second season is streaming now on DC Universe. They got the first season on Sci-Fi.
So now that we're talking about cuts and stuff and legends and myths and stuff we think existed and that we want to see, does anything come to mind, you guys, that you would like to see the finished cut? Now, here's a fun one, but I know it doesn't exist. But if it does, put it out. King Kong versus Godzilla, the original 60s version, I think. Is it 70s? There was always a rumor that there's actually a version where Godzilla wins, but I read that doesn't really exist. But I'm gonna start it now. Release the King Kong versus Godzilla cut, the Godzilla wins cut. I want to see that.
I'm confused. I thought this cut isn't even real.
It's not, but maybe we thought the Snyder cut was.
Well, yeah, he's asking what you would like to see.
Because it is.
And the other thing, I would love to see the Lord and Miller solo movie. Honestly, what about you guys?
Yeah, that's what should have happened in the first place. Because I don't see why what Ron Howard delivered was substantially better than what Phil Lord and Chris Miller were doing. So they fired the original directors for that. Like, was it really worth it? I don't think it was.
Well, we don't know until we see it.
I feel like it wasn't Disney enough for Disney. I think.
What does that mean, though?
But well, look at Captain Marvel.
What about it?
The Skrulls are not supposed to be good.
Sure, I mean,
and so they Disneyfied that story.
Is that Disney or is that Kevin Feige and the directors and the writers?
Well, Disney is Kevin Feige's boss. So
what?
So they probably have some sort of say in it. I mean, as Captain Marvel, I mean, Kevin Feige is so Disneyfied anyway that he's
Kevin Feige only answers to Alan Horn and Bob Iger.
Yeah. Okay. It's still Disney.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're talking about what ifs.
Well, look, a lot of Marvel characters their cores have been altered in the MCU. Yes. So it's not like what happened with the Skrulls is a new thing.
Yeah. Compared to
Thanos, Thanos, his motivations are completely different in the films.
Well, his backstory, yes, is completely different.
Everything about him is completely different. They completely rewrote that character to make him sort of
Disneyfy him. They didn't Disneyfy.
Myra with a super.
He's
super
more.
So they didn't take him and make him all family friendly and lovey-dovey. No, but the Skrulls.
They made him more sympathetic.
Myra says release a Star Wars cut. Solo shot first.
Well,
that'd be the theatrical cut, but yeah, we're with you.
Well, that's going to be I think we're going to be. It's going to be a long time coming for that, Myra. But I'm right
and
with you there.
The movement's kind of fizzled out.
Huh?
The movement's not hyped.
It's a pipe dream. Your best bet is getting those DVD copies that have the theatrical cuts packed in. That's your best bet, pretty much, at this point. But the Lord and Miller version of Solo: A Star Wars Story is definitely one of them. David Ayer's director's cut of Suicide Squad, which we now know he wants to do and says would be easy to do because he wouldn't have to go back and reshoot anything. So all the footage to recut and do his version of the movie is there. It's available. So that would be an option. And I think that would, not only that, it would promote Suicide Squad 2 or The Suicide Squad by James Gunn. So you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose by letting David Ayer do his cut of the original Suicide Squad. Nothing at all.
Yeah, that film did not work for me. Again, I was shocked David Ayer was directing that because I thought that, I thought David Ayer is a good director. I still think.
Think about this. David Ayer he helped Denzel Washington get his Oscar for Training Day. He created that character in Training Day. So does Denzel Washington get his golden statue without David Ayer? Nope.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Chris? Any cut you want to see?
So the only one I can think of really, and it's kind of sad to think about, is if Heath Ledger had lived and he was able to complete the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus himself.
Oh yeah. I thought you were saying jokes.
So underrated. And it was amazing what they did to finish it and everyone they brought in and the way they altered the story to adjust for it being.
That would be impossible to do.
It would be, but it's you asked what ifs. I mean,
yeah, let's do what if that too in there. What about Heath Ledger in the Dark Knight trilogy, the last one?
Yeah, if he had lived.
Holy cow. I wonder if there's footage of Heath Ledger doing stuff that wasn't included in the movie, but I know Nolan uses everything. That's what that's what they say.
Yeah. Well, so a friend of mine brought this up the other day. If Heath Ledger had lived and, gone on to do be in the next one, or done anything else, would he have necessarily won the Oscar that year, or would Robert Downey Jr. won it for Tropic Thunder?
It's hard to say.
It's very hard to say. Absolutely.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. is not supporting actor though.
Oh, it was supporting. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
So-
He did win for supporting.
Released a Halloween cut. If you're talking about 2018, I agree. The ending, just put it out. Maybe it's not that good, but
Wait,
put it out.
the new which Halloween?
The recent
Halloween
Jamie Lee-
2018 ends with Jamie Lee Curtis allegedly fighting Michael Myers, and they confused the test audience, so they changed it.
Wait, what was the original ending?
I just said it. Jamie Lee Curtis fought Michael Myers in front of the house, and it ends
Did
in.
she not? Wait, did she not do that in the film? I'm confused.
No, they fight like physically in front of the house outside. And then
What
Michael
was
Myers.
wait? What is confusing about that?
We don't. We'll
I don't
never
know.
know.
I haven't seen it. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
we'll
it.
never
I don't
know.
know. That's weird. That's weird, Lewis. That doesn't
Raimi's
make any sense.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
4.
Spider-Man.
All right, interesting.
Next
Spider-Man 3.
Well,
Spider-Man 3.
you see, here's the thing. Raimi's vision for Spider-Man 3 did not involve Venom at all. So
No.
that would be, other than, it would pretty much be impossible to pull off at this point. Raimi's Spider. All right. Well, Raimi was almost going to do Spider-Man 4 before they decided to reboot it. So
Well, there's one Amazing Spider-Man 3. Look at like who they introduce Rhino at the end.
yeah, but that's not a director's cut.
True.
You're talking about
Now we know-
planned sequels that never happened because the previous movies were garbage. So I mean,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
we're kind of
Jamie Foxx is a
that's kind of off the beaten path.
I mean,
Um,
the Superman 2.
I mean,
to me-
Masters. I mean, if we want to go way back, Masters of the Universe from 1987. They didn't get to finish the big climax because they ran out of money. Because I guess was it Canon Films or whatever was just kind of sketchy, and they didn't get to finish the movie. So they had a big fight scene planned. They didn't even really get to film. But I mean, again, that's just one of those things that wouldn't be possible to finish. Much like the Richard Donner cut, which they kind of had to, even though they did release a new cut of the film, they didn't have all the finished
No, a
material
lot
they
of that
needed.
stuff was
So
destroyed.
yeah, so or they didn't have the ability to finish the movie, so they kind of had to cut corners, and they used the ending from the first movie to basically redo the ending to the second one. But
And,
whatever.
and insert auditions.
Oh yeah.
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 All right, let's go. Oh yeah, Frankenstein will be open Wednesday. Mask must be worn on aisles. Yeah, there you go. Frankenstein Collectible Show, City of Industry. Google it. It's like a mini
Congrats
Comic-Con.
to Stanley and Lewis on that.
Yeah, so of course there's going to be stuff put in, measures, masks and stuff. But hey, you know what? Costco's been doing it. We could too.
Are you going to be roping off aisles? Like how is
Yeah,
it?
they got it all. From what I haven't been there, from what I heard, there's a lot of measures. They spend a lot of money.
But how, like, here's my thing. Like, a lot of those booths and aisles at Frankenstein's are very like narrow and small.
Like Costco?
What?
They're Costco size.
Well, I mean, the new
Their city
space,
the city
space is bigger, but my concern is like when you're browsing around in those little sort of booth areas that and people are like right on top of each other. So are they going to limit?
limited space.
They'll
So are they
enforce
gonna-
it.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
they'll
what
force
I'm saying: are they going to have people in there to say, "Oh, you can only one person in at a time" and whatnot?
Probably.
Correct. Yes. Oh, Lunga. By the way, I appreciate you promoting, but it's Nerd Lecca without the sub. Oh, a sub, unless you're adding something
Bunda.
else. Yeah, Bunda. It's Nerd Lecca.
Yeah, without this.
Sub,
Maybe
yeah.
he meant to add more stuff, and he just.
I would like to
Oh, good.
just go to a
Awesome.
restaurant again.
Yeah. Seriously. Ugh.
I have Outback Steakhouse points I can use.
No worries,
Oh,
man. It's not the count.
Go. You carry out.
Yeah, but I don't want to do Outback carryout though.
You get a beer to go too. Wonder if they'll do the big ones.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna go to Outback, I'm gonna eat there. I'm not gonna do carryout.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
It's just it doesn't. It's not the same.
Not at all.
All right, guys. Any other topics you guys want to come in? I'm gonna call it a little early because, truth be told, it's hot over here, and I gotta get ready for work.
The director of Indiana Jones 5 is going to be James Mangold, according to Frank Marshall.
Now it's official.
In an interview with Collider. So Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg is not returning to direct the 5th movie. Apparently Harrison Ford, at 77 years old, is coming back to play Indiana Jones. But the director will be Logan, Ford versus Ferrari director, James Mangold.
Ooh, are we gonna get a rated R Indiana Jones?
No.
I know.
Why not?
He dies at the end, like a la Logan.
Honestly, I'd rather we don't even get this movie at all.
Oh no, I agree. Would you? I'm not. Is anyone in here okay with them ever rebooting?
Well, it could only. I like to give a chance for it to redeem itself.
Oh, after Crystal Skull, yeah, I that's true. But would you have preferred them to try to reboot instead of bringing?
I'm good with a reboot, but they can't.
Never, ever.
No, I agree.
Reboot with Jeffrey as Indy. Yeah. All right. Well, it's official then. James Mangold.
I agree, Just Your Average Joe. Some things you don't need to make a sequel. You don't need a reboot. You just let it be. Just let it live as it is. You don't need
Back to the Future.
We don't need a Back to the Future remake. We don't need a Back to the Future Part 4. Just let it exist.
Come up with new ideas. New ideas, please.
Let us enjoy the old stuff and make new stuff.
Yes.
Make something. Make a cool new movie like what Back to the Future was in 1985. Or
Indiana Smith.
Well, I would love another Mel Brooks movie. That's what I would love.
Mel Brooks, man. Oh, I love that guy.
Such an amazing guy.
Yeah, but
I would love another look. I would love another Spaceballs movie, but I mean,
yeah,
that movie's 33 years old now.
Yeah, but John Candy. Like
exactly.
Here's what I want. I want Galaxy Quest 2.
Oh,
should have come out when Star Trek the movie came out.
Yeah.
It's just impossible at this point. It's.
Are we ever going to get? Speaking of Star Trek, are we ever going to get the Quentin Tarantino Star Trek?
No,
never.
I hope not.
I hope not too, because it's going to be as bad as his most recent movies.
Oh, you're with me with that.
Yeah, the movie that's.
I like Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yeah, but that's his older stuff.
Yeah.
All
right, guys. Last. You guys want to say something before we go? Jeffrey, shameless plug.
Whenever Tenet comes out, let's support this movie. Let's support Christopher Nolan. This is the most important movie of the decade. I'm Jeffrey Harris, the J to the E to the double F free. Catch me at Wheeljack83. See you on the flip side.
Chris,
how many times? I wonder how many times he's practiced that.
None. First time he does it.
On Twitter, it's CJ Walker 82. You can also catch me on Popcorn Planet a lot. I'm all over the place. I'm everywhere. If you need me, you can DM me on Twitter or tweet at me, and if you need anything.
All right, I'm Louis Lecca, Twitter, Instagram, and here at Nerd Report. See you tomorrow. Nerd out.